You ever have one of those days, you work your tail off, you're completely drained by the end of it, and yet you feel like you're even further behind? You're doing all the right things, you're grinding, you're being disciplined, but it just feels overwhelming. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a pretty radical idea. What if the key to high performance isn't about more effort, but about building better systems? Let's dive in and figure out how to do just that.
And this quote really gets to the heart of it. We're always told, right? Just have more willpower, just push through. But here's the thing. Willpower, it's like a battery. It runs out. A really solid system, though, that doesn't run out. It just works. It makes your best decisions the default decisions, the ones that happen automatically. And that is the secret sauce for getting both peace and performance.
So this really lays out the two paths you can take. I think we all know that path on the left, right? It's the hamster wheel, constant grinding, forcing yourself to be disciplined, and we all know where that leads, burnout. But look at the path on the right. This is a totally different game. Here, systems make your success the default setting. You build momentum without even trying, and it actually leads to peace. Our whole goal here is to figure out how we can jump from that left column over to the right.
Okay, so let's dig into this willpower trap, because it's a big one. The source material points out something huge. When you start your day in reaction mode, grabbing your phone, checking emails, scrolling through Slack, you're basically jacking up your stress hormones from the second you wake up. You get stuck in this stress loop that you just can't escape for the rest of the day. You're not on offense, you're playing defense from the get-go, and you're letting everyone else's priorities run your life.
I mean, really think about it. What's the very first thing you do when you wake up? Is it grabbing your phone to see what fires you have to put out? If that's you, you're not leading your day, you're chasing it. And man, that is just an exhausting way to live. But the good news is, there's a blueprint to fix it.
And that blueprint starts with taking back control of your morning, those first few hours. It's all about this idea of starting your day from the inside out, running on your agenda, not the world's. And the first rule, it's so simple, you're going to love it.
I love this metaphor the source uses. Grabbing that cup of coffee before you've had any water? It's like trying to rev a car engine that has zero oil in it. Sure, you get that initial jolt, but you're just setting yourself up for a breakdown later in the day. But if you hydrate first thing, that's like a biological reset button. It fights off fatigue, clears up that brain fog, and gives you real, stable energy that actually lasts.
Okay, the next system is all about strategy. Think about it. Instead of just stumbling into Monday and seeing what happens, what if you actually led the week? All it takes is about 60 minutes on a Sunday. You just map out your 3 biggest work goals and your 3 biggest personal priorities. That's it. Suddenly you have a compass for the entire week. You stop being a firefighter who's just reacting to problems, and you become the strategist.
All right, so you've won the morning. Awesome. Now let's carry that momentum into winning the workday. And this next part is all about protecting what is probably your single most valuable asset, your focus, which, let's be honest, is also the most attacked asset we have.
You know that feeling, right? The clock hits 5 p.m., you've been busy nonstop all day, but you look back and think, what did I actually do today? It's the worst, and it happens because we let our time get spent by other people instead of investing it ourselves intentionally.
So here's a great system for that. Start treating your calendar like a CFO treats a company's budget. Every single hour is an investment, and you need to know the ROI. You block out your time into these high-return categories. You've got blue for your revenue work. This is your deep, strategic stuff. Then green is for renewal, your workouts, your rest, your breaks. And yellow is for relationships, connecting with your team or family. If something's on your calendar and it doesn't fit into one of those buckets, you really have to ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Okay, get ready for this, because this statistic is absolutely wild. Every single time you get interrupted by just one notification, it can take your brain up to 23 minutes to get back to that same level of deep focus. Now think about how many pings and dings you get in a single hour. The cost of your productivity is it's massive. So what's the solution? It's beautifully simple and seriously powerful. Just turn them off. Yep, all of them. Okay, maybe you make an exception for a phone call from your boss or your spouse, but that's it. You have to start protecting your focus like it's $1 million asset. Because honestly, in today's world, it really is. And what about email, right? The ultimate focus killer. Well, here's a fantastic system for that. It's called the one-touch rule. The idea is simple. The moment you open an email, you deal with it. You don't read it, think, oh, I'll get to that later, and then close it. Every time you do that, you're just draining your mental battery. Instead, you touch it once, reply, file it, delete it, or delegate it. Done. Move on.
All this rule is a total calendar saver. It's so simple. If there's no clear goal, there's no reason to have a meeting. Before you accept any meeting invite, ask yourself, what is the specific outcome we need here? If you can't answer that in one sentence, that meeting should be an email, period. Think of all the wasted hours that one little rule could save you.
All right, we've talked a lot about work and output, but you can't just be on all the time. Real, sustainable high performance demands high-quality recovery. And this is the part of the system that almost everyone ignores, and it's exactly why so many people burn out. This isn't about being lazy, it's about being smart. It's strategic.
And this comparison just hits the nail on the head. Is your bedroom a server room? You know, buzzing with the blue light from your phone, dings from notifications, just pure chaos that messes with your stress levels and kills your sleep? Or is it a sanctuary, a calm, phone-free zone that's actually designed for rest? The source is crystal clear on this. How you end your night determines how you start your day.
But recovery is more than just sleep. There's this great concept called the active recovery sandbox. Now, this isn't about crushing another workout. It's the opposite. It's a space for gentle, restorative stuff, like going for a walk, doing some light stretching, maybe some breath work. It's something that gives you energy back without asking for any performance in return. It's a strategic deposit into your energy bank account.
And here's a super powerful way to make sure you actually recover. Give yourself a digital curfew. That's it. The last hour of your day, at least, is a no-screen zone. No social media, no work emails, nothing that gets your brain all fired up. This gives your mind a chance to actually slow down and decompress, which leads to way better sleep and a much sharper start the next day.
So, we've gone through rules for the morning, the workday, and for recovery. But here's the most important part. The real magic isn't in any one of these individual rules. The power comes from how they all fit together to create a brand new operating system for your life. Think of it like this. Each rule is a gear in a bigger machine. You've got your energy and clarity rules for the morning, you've got your time and focus rules for the workday, and you've got your recovery and rest rules to make it all sustainable. Then you have things like weekly planning that hold it all together. When all those gears are working in sync, that's when you shift from feeling chaotic to having real momentum.
Now, I know this might sound like a lot, but here's the best part. You absolutely do not have to do all of this at once. The source gives a really simple, totally unintimidating way to start. Just pick your top 3 biggest frustrations. Maybe it's morning grogginess, getting distracted, and poor sleep. Then, just implement the 3 rules that target those things. Do it for 1 week. That's it. That is how real, lasting change actually starts.
And that really brings us right back to where we started. Real discipline, the kind that actually lasts, isn't about gritting your teeth and forcing yourself through the day. It's the natural result of building a solid foundation of simple rules. It's about making the best choices the easiest choices.
So I want to leave you with this final question to think about. What would change for you, in your job, in your health, in your life, if your best decisions just happened, by default, without you even having to think about it? That is the whole point. That's the power of building systems for serenity.